Hey everyone, it's GISTUBE TV again. Welcome back to this channel. That is if you are a returning viewer or a subscriber that is returning. But if you are new here, you've not subscribed, this is the first time coming across GISTUBE TV, welcome. It's a pleasure to have you here with us watching this particular video. So guys, GISTUBE TV is where we bring to you every bit of entertainment, your daily dose of entertainment, content, celebrity lifestyle, news, happenings across the globe for your viewing pleasure. In the same manner, this video is a movie review. So I'm saying this for new subscribers. This is something that we'll do on this channel. We'll bring to you movies that are trending, things that people are talking about, and this time I am going to be talking about a Netflix original series, Shanty Town. Yes, Shanty Town is a Nigerian series on Netflix, and a whole lot of persons have seen this movie. If you've not seen it, I recommend that you should see this movie or just continue watching this video, because I promise you there are spoilers that you're going to appreciate in this video. I'm going to talk about everything from the performance. I'm going to tell you the plot of the movie. I'm going to tell you what I like about it. The series, actually, it's not a movie. For whatever reason, this movie Shanty Town feels like an extended movie of some sort. It's a 6-episode series, and with the way they ended it, it seemed like there is going to be a season 2, depending on how Nigerians, how movie watchers accept this series, because that is something I've noticed in recent Nigerian series. We shoot this series with a bit of cliffhanger, kind of hoping that the way we respond to it will determine how, what next you're going to get. If you don't know, Blood Sisters 2 is already in the works. I promise you, GBANKOGBI, all of them, they're already shooting Blood Sisters 2. So it's, when I did the review of Blood Sisters, I told you that they ended it in that manner because they wanted us to review it first, and our feedback is going to let them know if they should continue developing the storyline. And I think that is the same approach that the producers of this movie Shanty Town followed. Now, Shanty Town, I'm just going to get into it, follow the story of a certain lady who is a twin, played by Iniedo, who lost apparently her twin sister to the world of immorality and prostitution and all of those things. And so she impersonated her twin Inem, and just to try and get back to the person she believed put her sister in that position, only to get inside. She came in as a detective. Actually, conveniently, she is a police detective, and she came into it hoping to get at the person who did her sister that way. But she realized that it was even more than that. That a certain Chief Fernandez, played by Richard Moffett Damajo, is even the mastermind, and it's all more corrigible and corrupt than she thought. Yeah. And having said that, I'm going to just get right into the cast of this movie and I'll talk about their performances, and from there I'll talk about what I like about the series. I don't know why I keep calling it a movie. Like I mentioned, it's just like a movie, because most of the storylines, the episode did not. No, don't worry, I'm beginning to jump. Let me just calm down to the very beginning. Thank you. Let's talk about the actors that we saw in Shanty Town. Like every Netflix movie that we've been seeing recently, this is a star-studded movie. We have the likes of Richard Moffett Damajo, Shafa Bello, Iniedo, Nancy Sime, and almighty, the tall, handsome Chidimma Keme. Now, if you are a true Nollywood lover, you would know who Chidimma Keme is. He gave us movies in the early 2000s before he went off the radar. And in an interview that he granted recently, he said that he was dealing with Bell's palsy, so he wasn't really in the most convenient health status, which was what explained his absence from movies in recent time. But he came back and carried the whole of Shanty Town on his shoulder. Scar, that is the name of the character Chidimma Keme played in this movie, carried this movie. Honestly, you have to give it up for Nse Ekpe. In my opinion, Nse Ekpe cannot under-deliver in any role. She gives stellar performances all the time. So I think I'll give it to Nse Ekpe, Etim, and Chidimma Keme for the absolute beautiful performances that they gave us in this movie. Chidimma Keme and Nse Ekpe acted at such a par that was really commendable, and I really do love it. The character that Nse Ekpe played, and that she played in that movie, stood up to Scar so many times, and it was just all beautiful to see. Iniedo also brought stellar performance, and of course, Auntie Shafi Bello can do no wrong, at least for me. But I feel like they didn't really develop a character the most, because how she okay. Our introduction to Shafi Bello happened in episode 2 when she got car and she tried to get him to do what she wanted in a bid to win re-election as governor of Lagos State against Chief Fernandez, who happens to be Scar's, employer, godfather, whatever you want to call that, the person bankrolling Scar basically, and giving him the liver to be, to have such a stronghold on Shanty town. She is a sitting governor. She was a sitting governor. I don't even know how to describe this, but she is a sitting governor. Let me put it like that. But at the same time, she reached everything showing her face. I don't think it was okay for her. I mean, the movie did somehow. It's an okay movie to see. It's a beautiful movie that any and everybody should want to see. It seemed like more of a mixture of King of Boys and Chief Daddy, Blood Sisters. Just gave a lot of over ambitiousness, but at the same time something that is beautiful for Nigerians to actually see. And having said that, I'm just going to move on to the performances. I think I've started talking about the performances of these actors in the movie and how stretched the plot and the storyline is. There is something that I've been itching to say since I started this video, and that is the fact that for a series, the episodes didn't really gel. There was continuity, yes, but compared to, permit me to say this, compared to Blood Sisters, Blood Sisters, each episode seemed like it could be a movie on its own. There was something they were tackling, but that is why I am saying that Shanty Town felt like a long movie. Like you're seeing a Marvel movie or something that's just long. I know that it's taking you somewhere. Not exactly like a series should make you feel. Each episodes were just like a continuation of a story. And the final episode was so rushed. It was so rushed. It was like, guy, calm down. You're trying to make another season, and I guess you want to make it a different storyline entirely. But that does not mean you have to kill off everything that has happened in this first season. And they didn't play Shanty Town to us like a series, like a seasonal movie, because they just told us Shanty Town and we're thinking, oh, it's a film, it's a movie, only for us to now get on Netflix and say that's a 6-part movie series. I don't know how to describe it. It's just a little somehow, and that is going to now take me to what I really like about the movie. I just have to say it. I love the performances of Chidinma Keme. I know I've mentioned his name severally. I will just mention it as many times as possible. I love the performance of Chidinma Keme. In fact, it said that there were some days when he didn't actually bath, when he didn't take his bath, when he in order for him to look as terrible as he really did look in that movie. I mean, the costume, the FX makeup, the FX artist, I just have to give it to that person. The way they did his teeth, it's like, how did you guys make his teeth look that terrible? When Iniedo kissed him, I literally cringed for her, because like I can't imagine you actually having to shove your mouth in someone. Ew. So that is just it. I mean, for us to be really irritated by the character Scar, I think Chidinma Keme did a good job. I think the FX, artists did a good job. They did amazing at making us actually not like Scar. They did, but the one thing I don't like is how some characters were not fully developed. But I also liked how they brought in some other characters to take on some roles that we will not see them play. That is, I mean, I'm going to mention Shola Shobawale and Nancy Isime. Both of them killed their roles though. But for whatever reason, it's very rare for you to see Nancy Isime take on a role where she isn't like the hit girl, where she didn't know what she was doing, where she didn't know what was happening, and what life would, what life would take, where she wasn't, such a girl with so much determination. She was a hairhead in this movie, somebody who just had a mission but didn't know what to do, and she was so ridiculously just there. And she still killed it. And of course, Shola Shobowale, I think this is like maybe the first time I'll see her take on a role where she didn't have to shout, where she didn't have to, play some power thingy, where she was more subdued. And I love that for both of them. Now, I'm not going to end this video without saying something. A lot of the scenes in Shanty Town are a little far-fetched. And now, Dimeji Ajibola directed Ratnik, a sci-fi movie based in Nigeria, future Nigeria. It was a little bit over-ambitious, but it was able to make that work. And so I feel like we should become accustomed to Dimeji Ajibola's work becoming something that has a long reach, something that he reaches for something, and I think that's to be appreciated about him. but somehow still leaves the movie, you know, a little bit off somehow, because some scenes were not okay. How on earth was Mercy Eke able to send Mercy Eke's character, Jackie? Mercy Eke killed it, by the way, as Jackie. I just had to say that. At first, I didn't realize she was the one. It wasn't until she said something to Nancy Seme. I think the second scene, I think the actual scene where Nancy, the first scene where Nancy and Mercy actually sat down to have a discussion. When she was speaking to Nancy, she spoke Igbo language. I was like, wait though, now Mercy Eke be this. At first, I didn't think she had it in her to actually, you know, take on a role and be that good. So yeah, I will give that to Mercy Eke. But how on earth was she able to press the send button when her head was being cut off? I just need that explanation. And how on earth, what was happening to Nancy's message? Your friend had been gone for days. I understand that it's supposed to be all of these things that happened in this series happened in the course of about 34 days. But your friend has been gone for days and you didn't reach out to her, you didn't call her, you didn't check your phone, did you not use WhatsApp at all, that you did not notice that your friend already dropped in voice notes for you? Let's say that she was even able to send the message. You know, how convenient. A lot of conveniences, the charm that Chidimma Kemelita put on Femi. Let me not talk about this. Is that Peter or Paul Okoye? I don't know which of the twin, but that is an Okoye twin. He basically got that role because they used his house. How did they even think they can make us think that is a Yoruba boy? Somebody that was reading his mind like a poem. Well, I'm not talking about that. Let's just focus on the good and the great that Shantytown gave us, which is that there is an improvement in Nollywood. I mean, in recent time, we've seen a lot of movies that have us saying thumbs up to, you know, directors, to creative designers, to set designers, you know, to costumiers, to effects artists. Movies that are beginning to make us appreciate crew members, people behind the scene, and also that are allowing us see the versatility of persons in of actors basically in the Nigerian movie industry. We've seen them take on different roles that are all amazing and they are all mind-blowing. So in conclusion, what do I think about Shantytown and what will I say for you or concerning Shantytown? Say to you concerning Shantytown. I think it's a series that will excite you to see, and I like how I have to give it to them. As much as it felt like an extended movie, I have to give it to them that the ending still made sense. How they just left that part for us to now come and see that, oh, Inem was alive all this while. I mean, I really like that party. That made the conclusion seem okay. Although they wanted to leave a cliffhanger that didn't really cleave or that didn't really hang. Well, yeah, we can work with that. I think Shantytown is a series that we can work with as Nigerians. You know, you can give Dimeji Ajibola his flower for such an amazing movie. Judith Audi, one of the producers, always produces amazing movies. She was a producer on Blood Sisters too. Yeah, so I think we have to give that to her also. In general, guys, you can see Shantytown, you enjoy it, and if you've seen it in the movie, in the comment section, please let me know what you think concerning the movie. I will see you in the next video. Until then, take care of yourselves and bye bye.